Hey everyone, welcome. I'd like to show you some exercises today to help strengthen and stretch your lower back. These are basic exercises and really beneficial if you experience pain through the lower back area. And we'll also be working through the hamstrings at the back of the thighs to help lengthen and create more space there. So if there's any pain as you do these exercises, just remember to go gently or don't do the exercises if they're creating pain. So we'll start in child's pose, sitting towards the back of your mat, and your knees are hip width apart, gently sitting back towards the heels. Heels can be hip width apart, or if you prefer, you can bring them in a little bit closer. And then slowly sliding the hands forwards, coming down as far as comfortable. If you feel pain through your knees, you can use a blanket between your calf muscles and your thighs. So just taking your time to sink down into the pose. I'm just going to turn my head to the side so you can hear my voice, but if you have your head on the floor, forehead around the eyebrow center is a nice place to rest the head down. Take some long, deep breaths. So if you find it too hard to go lower down, then you can just come up a little bit and rest on your elbows. As long as you're feeling a nice, comfortable stretch through the back, finding length down through into the tailbone and the buttock muscles, the glutes. And start to settle into your breath. Breathing deeply. And reaching forward through to the pads of the fingers. You might want to grip the mat with the pads and feel as though you're pulling yourself forwards to create more length. You might feel that stretch around the ribs as well. And then from there, slowly walk your hands back, just coming up a little bit, and take your hands over towards the left. So you're taking your abdomen over the front of the left side and reaching forwards again. You can be higher, you can be on your elbows if that works better for you, or you can sink lower down. So now we're just opening up the right side through to the buttock area. And if you feel that your buttocks lifting off, try to shift the weight back a little bit, keeping grounded through both buttocks. And guiding your breath into where you feel tightness. Maybe visualizing the breath and a sense of expansion, energy moving into that space. If you want a little bit more, you can take your right hand over towards the left. And sinking and softening as you exhale. One more breath. Breathe through the right side. Good. And then when you're ready, slowly raising upwards. And then turning over the right leg. So you can take the knees out a little bit wider if that works better for you. Sliding the hands forward again. So your abdomen, the right side of your abdomen is over the right side. Reaching, folding down. So again, if you need, you can stay higher. You can be on the elbows or on your hands, working with your body. Feel the breath moving into your lower back, the space. And as you want more, you can take your left hand towards the right. You may want to place it on top of your right hand. And always keeping that left side, the left buttock grounded. So we're opening up into a lower back muscle, the quadratus lumborum, a deep muscle that often can be tight, creating problems through the back. Good. When you feel ready, slowly coming up and coming back to the center. Moving forwards, bringing your hands, your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Your knees are hip width apart. So we'll just move into some cat and cow just to loosen the spine. As you exhale, you're hugging your belly inwards, lifting through the spine, feeling space between the vertebrae. As you inhale, the belly drops down, slide the shoulders back. Exhaling, curl the spine, hugging the belly in. And inhale, looking forward, sliding the shoulders back. Just keep going with your breath. Finding any movement, you can circle a little bit through the hips if you want some freer movement, maybe shifting the weight forwards and back. So just playing around with it, just try to feel it loosening through the back and spine, and you can look from side to side as you swivel the hips the other way. Good. Then coming back to a neutral position. So from here, we're going to ground through our hands. Try to press through the base of the fingers, spreading the fingers out. And if it's too strong on the wrist, you can do this exercise on your fists. So the thumbs are facing forwards, hugging the belly in. So you're supporting the core. And then slowly sliding your right leg back. Toes are just touching the floor. Keep the core lifted, the belly lifted, shoulders sliding back. Keep strong through the arms. As you inhale, just gentle lift upwards, and then exhale the toes lightly to the floor. Inhaling, gently lifting them upwards, keeping the leg long and straight. Exhale it down. Do that 3 more times. Keep that awareness through the lower belly, and just feel the lower back muscles and your glute muscles working to raise the leg. Good. And then we'll change sides. So shift the weight over to the right knee. Hug the belly in, sliding the left leg back. Keep strong through the hands as you inhale, lifting the left toes up. Exhale lightly to the floor. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale it down. Do 3 more. So if you find that you can't lift the leg very far, that's okay. Always working with your body and your range of movement. And you might feel that it's quite different on one side. One side might be a little bit weaker and not as lengthened. It's okay. And we'll do 1 more to finish off. Good. And then bringing your left knee back to the floor. Just sitting back for a moment, just lengthening into child, just feeling the sensations through your body. Breathing through into your lower back. Maybe sighing the breath out as energy moves and shifts out of the body. Sighing it out is a good way to release any tension. All right, from here as you inhale, come forwards onto your hands, and we'll just move into downward dog. So tucking your toes under, ground through your hands, lift the knees off the floor, pushing the heels away. If you want, you can bend one knee and push the other heel towards the floor. So it's getting a nice stretch into the legs, and then changing sides, bend the other knee, exhale, straighten the other leg. Keep going, try to keep the belly hugging in, get strong through the arms. If you need to rest at any time, feel free to lower back down into child's pose. If you want a little bit more extension and opening, you can come up onto the balls of the feet and swivel your heels to one side as you straighten the outside leg, bending the inside leg. And then coming back up to the toes, exhale, switch to the other side. So the outside leg is straightening, getting quite a good stretch around the outside of the leg, and the inner knee is bent. Nice ha sound to exhale out any energy that is not needed. Good. And then from there, we'll just come down to the floor, coming back into child's pose for a moment. Just rest your arms by your sides. Let the weight come off the arms and have your forehead to the floor. Again, just being aware of any sensations through your body. One more breath. And then slowly tucking your chin in as you roll yourself upwards, backing the spine. And just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Coming forwards onto your hands, tuck your toes under, lift the knees off the floor and walk your hands back towards your feet. So we're coming into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. So for some of you, this might be really strong. You're welcome to bring your elbows to your knees. You can just have the palms together or interlace the fingers and just gently straighten the legs as the body allows. Sometimes it's nice just to rock down, back and forwards, and bending the knees and then pushing the hips backwards as you exhale. So it's a nice way to start, inhaling as you bend the knees, looking forward slightly, and exhale as you push the weight back a little bit. Also keep the weight grounded through the front of the feet so you're not leaning too far back. And then if you want a little bit more, you can bring the fingertips. You might be here, that's okay. Or you can bring the palms towards the floor as you fold over. For those of you who want a bit more, you can hold on to your elbows and just let the weight of the torso sink down. So you're really getting a nice opening through the spine here. And again, shifting the weight forward as you fold over. If you feel comfortable, you might want to straighten one leg and bend the other knee. And again, just alternating from side to side with the breath. As you inhale, just straighten both legs for a moment and then exhale, bend one knee, keeping the other leg straight. And then change sides, inhaling, shifting the weight to the other side, bending the inside knee. Good, and then bending both knees as you slowly come down. So if you need to, you can walk your, bring your knees to the floor. I think we'll do it anyway, and then slowly rolling the hips down and bringing your body all the way down to the floor. Take a moment there. Just finding space under the pelvis, maybe just wiggling, rocking from side to side, lengthening the legs back. And then from here, we'll move into Sphinx pose. So a nice opening for the chest and shoulders. A nice sunspot on my legs, but keeping my legs warm. We won't worry about it too much. All right, so have your elbows below your shoulders. And just let the pelvis sink down. So feeling a nice opening through the front of the chest. You may want to feel as though you're pulling the elbows back. The chest moving forward. And just try not to sink down too much. So use your strength through your triceps, the back of the upper arms, pushing upwards. If it's too strong on the back, then you may just prefer to bring your head on your hands and rest that way. Just taking some long, deep breaths there. Feel the breath moving down into the torso and the lower back. One more breath. Keeping the neck long, so try not to look forwards, otherwise you'll jam the neck. And then just bringing your head down to your hands and relax the body. So check that your feet are hip width apart, and then as you inhale, Pushing down through the pelvis and raising your right leg off the floor, keeping it long and straight. And then exhale it down as you relax. Press through the right leg, gently inhaling the left leg upwards. Keep your head on the floor and then exhale as you relax it down. Keep going from side to side. You press down through the left leg, inhale the right leg up. Exhale it down and soften. Press down through the right leg, inhale the left leg up. So you don't have to lift too high. The key is to keep the leg really long. Almost feel as though somebody's pulling the leg away from your body. And you feel those glute muscles starting to fire up. That's the area that we're wanting to work. And we're also getting into the little muscles around the lower back. Try to keep relaxed through the head. One more time each side. And when you finish that round, just completely relax. Take some long deep breaths through into your lower back. Feel your front body softening towards the floor. One more breath here. All right, and then bringing your hands back by your chest, we'll slowly come back again into child's pose. Hug the belly in as you slowly sit back. And just letting that lower back lengthen out again. So it's really important after doing back bends to find length through the spine. So a nice variation is to bring your hands onto your lower back, and you can hold one wrist with the other hand. Just letting the weight of the hands help the lower back to soften. Again, forehead resting on the floor. Breathe deeply into the lower back. Feel as though you're breathing around the kidney area into the energy centers or chi energy centers. This relates to support and is one of the major energy systems in the body. Sometimes it's nice just to rub the lower back. You can use the fists or the palms of the hands, just rubbing around where there's any tightness, maybe around the glutes as well. Just wherever it feels good for you, just to give yourself a little bit of self-nurturing. And then sliding the hands forwards again. And we'll slowly roll up. So curling the spine as you come upwards. Again, maybe just sweeping the arms forwards and up. And a big circle with the arms as you bring them down. Okay, so let's come on to our backs and we'll finish off with a nice stretch through the hamstrings. So if you have a strap, that would be good. If not, that's okay. So you can just start by bringing your hands behind your back. And then raising your right leg upwards. So we're aiming to straighten the leg, pulling the toes downwards. So if you find it hard to hold the back of the leg, you can use a strap here. So for some of you, you might find your legs quite a way away. Then it's good to bring the strap around the ball of the foot, and it gives you a lot more leverage. So just taking your time with it, breathing deeply. So again, if your leg is out here, that's fine. It's just meeting your body where you're at. And as long as you're feeling a stretch, the leg is straight, then that's the important group of the hamstrings that we're trying to work. So if you feel that you've got a little bit more room to move, you can bring the foot further overhead. If you feel comfortable, you can straighten the left leg out. Then the shoulders relax, maybe sliding the hands up the straps a little. Keep a little bit of softness through the elbows. Feel the weight of the hands, pulling the foot down. Relax through the shoulders and breathing deeply. Pressing down through the left leg if you can, just engaging the muscles through that leg, finding a foundation and pointing the toes of the left foot upwards. From there, just move the foot back away from you slightly and then take it over to the left so that your foot is lining up with your left shoulder. So it's just a slight adjustment, but you'll feel a different stretch coming more towards the outside of the leg. We're kind of working into the IT band and around through into the hip. And if this area is quite tight, then it can create problems through the pelvis and into the lower back. Breathing deeply. Again, if it starts to get too strong, you can always move away into a softer place, always listening to your body. So we're not trying to create pain or too much effort. There should be some sensation, but not pain. Soften the facial expression. One more deep breath in and out. And then just slowly bending the knee a little as you pull the strap off, or you can keep the strap on as you slowly lower the leg down and just relax the leg. So just noticing any difference through your body after doing that stretch. You should feel quite a good difference, a nice warmth maybe through that leg. And then bending both legs again. Keep your tailbone lengthened, bringing your left knee up towards you. So you can either place the strap around the back of the thigh. If you're really tight, that might work better for you. Or you can bring it around the ball of the foot. Pushing the ball of the foot upwards and away from you as you straighten the leg out. Feel that sensation of sinking down through into the thigh. And then slowly finding your stretch. Breathing deeply. And as you exhale, feel a softening through to the pelvis and down into the left hip and the glute muscle at the back. Just sinking and grounding. So if you want more, then you can straighten your right leg out, press down through the right leg, pointing the toes upwards. So it takes a lot of patience and time to stretch the hamstrings. So be gentle with yourself. Keep your focus with the breath. Noticing what comes into the mind. Sometimes we can feel agitation, different experiences in the mind space. Just moving that through and keep coming back to the breath. And then from there, just move your leg back a little bit to soften and then shift it over to your right. So this time you're lining the foot up with the right shoulder or in the same line. Doesn't have to be over the shoulder, it might be further back like this, so that's okay. And then starting to feel that stretch come down through the outside of the left thigh and leg, and you might feel it into the hip as well. It should feel like a good sensation. And again, if there's pain, move into a softer position, easing back. Let the shoulders relax. You might like to gently roll your head from side to side to free up the neck and create a bit of variation as you hold the pose. Sometimes you might experience little shifts or feel the need to sigh the breath out. That's all good. It's really good to do that. One more deep breath in and out. Good. And just bringing that foot back to the left a little bit and slowly lengthening that leg down and away. Just relax there for a moment. Again, noticing sensations through the body and noticing how that left side's feeling now. You've stretched it out. Hopefully it's feeling a little bit more even to the right side. And then from there, bending both knees, bring your knees up to your chest. You might like to rock a little bit from side to side, wrapping the hands or the forearms around the knees. It's a nice way to massage the lower back. Gentle rocks. And then come into stillness. Relax the shoulders as you gently draw the knees and giving yourself a little hug. If you want a bit more, you can wrap the forearms around. See if you can keep the knees together. If you can't, that's okay. One more breath there. And then slowly bring your feet back down to the floor. Extending your left leg out along the floor, bring your right knee up towards the chest. And finish off with a twist here. It's a really nice way to neutralize your spine, wringing out the tension. And then an easy option here is to bring your foot over the left knee, so the arch of your right foot molds around the left knee, and take your right arm out to the side. Palm is upwards, and from there, using your left hand to gently guide the knee over to your left. So your right hip will come off the floor and you're rolling onto the left side. So when you start to feel a stretch coming down through the right side of the body, through the ribs and into the hip, that's a good place to just hold the pose. Breathing through the right sides. If you're comfortable just turning your head to your right, you might want to gaze towards your right thumb or hand. Try to feel the right shoulder blade in contact with the floor. So if you find that it's lifting away, you might need to bring that knee back a little bit. We're also getting a nice stretch around the serratus and the sides of the ribs and into the shoulder blade. Finding softness through your exhalation. If you want some variation, you might want to bring the knee a little bit higher. That's a little bit stronger. But nice to play around with different angles if you feel that you want more. And then when you're ready, slowly coming back to the center. Pause, bring your arms down. Check that you're in a straight line. And then straighten your right leg out as you bend your left knee, bringing your left knee to the chest. Relax the shoulders. Just hug the knee in. Quite nice for the hip here. A little bit of compression. Good for the health and fluid movement through the hip. From there, bring your left foot over your right knee. So the arch of the left foot molds over the right knee. Left arm goes out to the side, palm upwards, pressing down through the left shoulder to keep it grounded. Use your right hand to slowly roll the knee and your body over to the right. Begin to open up that left side. And you can turn your head to your left. Maybe gazing towards your left hand. Try to keep your belly moving back a little bit so you're keeping the lower back lengthened. If you find the left shoulder starts to peel away from the floor, bring the knee back a little. Breathe deeply through the left side, so awakening through the sides of the ribs. Maybe visualizing the energy flowing through the body, the prana, through all the energy lines. And some softness on that last exhalation, letting go of too much effort. Beautiful. And when you feel ready, slowly coming back. Bending both knees and just relax through the belly and the lower back. You might like to slide the hands underneath the lower back, palms down. If that's not comfortable for you, just rest your hands on the belly. Taking the feet a little bit wider towards the outside edge of the mat, and then let the knees roll in towards each other. This is really nice to just help soften and release through the tailbone area and down into the belly and the groin and around the lower back. And taking some long, deep breaths into this part of your body, breathing through into the lower belly. As you exhale, feel the lower back softening and releasing, allowing the body to completely rest here and relax, absorbing the energy of the poses, letting everything be absorbed and neutralized with the breath. Feel supported by the floor beneath you. Our lower back relates to our support system, to our kidneys. Sometimes if you're not feeling supported in the world, we can experience lower back problems. So you might like to create a little mantra that as you breathe in, silently repeating the words, I am. And as you exhale, mentally repeating strong. Breathing in, I am. Breathing out, strong. You might like to breathe in, I am, and exhaling, supported. So any word that resonates for you that might relate to your lower back, and silently repeating that positive mantra to help the state of mind as well as your body. Feel free to stay here for as long as you like, and when you feel ready, moving back into your day. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I hope that it helps your lower back. Thank you for watching.